A lot of people, they just work nowadays just for the money to go 2 times a year for holidays and go out for the weekend. That's not life. Whatever I know, my knowledge, I want to transfer to other people. That makes me want to get even better. Again, I want to be totally honest because I want some things to go out and like people may relate or understand. Like it's not everything that you see on Instagram or anything. Like, okay, we presented really beautiful. Now it's okay. But
Yeah.
again, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you feel desperate. You're like, should I go back?
After trying numerous sports such as swimming, volley, and martial arts, today's guest represents the true character of a champion. Having gone through a serious injury on his shoulder and being told by his doctor that he won't be able to play sports again, Theo went against all odds and pursued his passion for fitness. Moving to Scotland with his fiance to study wasn't an easy journey for sure. At times, he was working 5 jobs, going days without even sleeping, all because he had a big vision for himself. He's come onto the podcast to share his journey and offer some extremely insightful and valuable advice on personal training, the fitness industry, and pursuing your passions. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, without any more further ado, Theo. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grateful Show. I hope you guys are doing amazing because today we have the pleasure of talking to Theo Pantazis. How is it going, brother?
Good, brother. I'm really glad to be talking to you. It's been a while, and after the lockdown, so I'm really happy to be here with you guys.
Now we're happy to have you here as well. Just to break the ice, Theo, what are you grateful for today?
I mean, to tell you the truth, first thing comes in my mind, the gyms are open again. I'm great. I'm grateful for that. To be honest, if it was because here in Scotland, I live in Scotland. So in Scotland, we are supposed to open the gyms on the 14th of September.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow.
Mhm.
And they actually made it a little bit earlier and we opened 2 weeks before. I think with how things are now, if they were thinking to open tomorrow, probably we wouldn't open. So I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah.
grateful that we are open and running. So that's the first thing.
That's definitely a good thing to be grateful for. Theo, for our audience, before we dive any deeper into any subject, can you please tell us how you came to where you are now, how you moved to the UK, how you got into bodybuilding, and how you basically started doing everything that you're currently doing in your life?
Perfect. Yes, I will start since I was young, but I'll go like skip quite fast these.
Yep.
So since I was really young, I started doing like anything that has to do with sports. So I actually tried any sport that you can imagine. So I started with track and field. So I was doing 100 meters. So I was a sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing 100 meters and 110 with hurdles. I tried different other like different sports when it comes to track and field. So that was my first. Since I remember myself, like the first thing that I really like to do it was to become a coach. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
first thing that I said to my mother, and she remembers that. So I wanted to be a coach. Anyway, so after that, I went into different sports, as I said. So it was football. Then I would say it was handball. Then they actually uh, put me to try to swim. I was really good at swimming, although I thought I knew how to swim
Yeah,
without going to any lessons,
Yeah,
but I
yeah, yeah.
wasn't. So
yeah.
they actually took me there, and I was actually really good at that as well. So they took me, and after like 2 years, I was at the team polo team in my city.
Oh,
I
nice.
was
Mm-hmm.
doing water polo. After that, I was playing handball as well and beach volley, I would say. So I'm from Greece, so beach volley is a big thing, especially in
Mhm,
summer.
mhm, mhm.
So there at beach volley, I would say that was my first bad, quite bad injury. So I
Okay.
dislocated my shoulder very badly. So just to understand, like when I fell down, just to save a ball, uh, when I came up, I couldn't see my arm, so my arm was
Wow.
in my back.
Really, that
Anyway,
bad?
that was extremely bad, honestly. Like people were screaming because they didn't know what to do, and I was still warm, and I couldn't understand what's happening, but I couldn't see my arm. So imagine me coming off the ground and trying to find my arm.
Wow.
Anyway, I was lucky. There was a guy there that he tried, and I was really lucky. He put it back without actually, a lot of people they put back the shoulder, but they don't, locate it properly. So
Hmm.
he
Wow.
did a really good work, but he broke a bone as he was trying to put it back as well.
Ah.
Anyway, all that. So that was a very. I'm just saying that a little bit more details on that because that was a bad moment for me.
Mhm.
I went to the doctor. I'm from a small city, so the doctor there told me, "Oh, your career is over, done.
Wow.
No sports. See you later." And it was at that point I started doing martial arts, which I will go over a little bit later, which is a big part of
How old were
my.
you? How old were you?
So, so at that point, I would say I was at high school, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I was really serious with sports. Like that was my life actually. So I started getting into martial arts as well, and I started competing on martial arts, and I had some competitions like in 40 days or something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor was like, you're not gonna play again. That's the end of your career and whatever. And I was like, what are you talking about? In 40 days, I need to be like, competing.
Hmm.
There's no, you know, that was actually devastating. I'm not gonna lie. I lost like the earth, like under my feet. I was like, what I'm doing now? That's all my life. What I'm gonna do? So they proposed that I should have a surgery
Mm-hmm.
where I should put three different hooks, one to the front, one to the side, and one back, just to keep
Wow.
it right.
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I went to another doctor though, so much better in a bigger city. He had a different opinion, and he told me we can probably fix it if you just like work on it and you be
Yeah.
consistent
Recovery.
and that.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
And to be honest, guys, I just did it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually strengthened all the muscles around like my shoulder, and it was fine. After like I would say I could move it after like a month.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it took me years to be back completely
Mm-hmm.
and all the range of motion, but it was fine after. So to be honest, like it could be much worse if I was listening to what they said to me
Yeah.
and I was going for the surgery.
Hmm.
So that was a big part there. After that, when I finished with that, I went more into martial arts. At the same time, I was
Hmm.
studying. So I went to another city in Greece and I was studying. But I went into martial arts. And I will tell you the truth, that was probably when I was 17, 18. And that was my thing for almost a decade after that. Like
Really?
martial arts was my thing, yes. So I started like with kickboxing, but I went pretty fast into MMA. So I was doing mixed martial arts, and it was something that I really loved to do. So I was competing, and I was doing that semi professional, I could
Hmm.
say, in Greece, because professional, when I say semi professional, I mean that we were getting paid, kind of, not to live,
Yeah.
Hmm.
but we were getting like some money.
Yeah.
So that was almost for a decade, guys. And I was at the same time, because as I said, I couldn't live from that. I had to do other jobs. So I was
Yeah.
trying to get into the gyms and try to coach. I would say, I'll be totally honest, for free at the beginning. I was just going to people, like I was training for myself and I was helping them. They were
Hmm.
asking for advice and I was coaching them because I wanted, and I was all day at the gym.
Yeah.
I was getting paid by the gym to do, to be there around and explain things, but I was coaching for free. So if somebody needed to, I was there. I was helping them outside with nutrition, with everything that I could.
Hmm.
Um, After that, to be honest, it wasn't enough for me. I didn't have in Greece, at least. I didn't have the opportunities or what I wanted. So then I met my fiance now,
Mm-hmm.
Sally. So we are together like that was 2012. Yeah, we are 8 years together. So I met her,
Congrats.
and she was really, really like keen on going abroad to do like her second degree. She's a civil engineer, so she wanted to do masters. And she was
Mm.
from the beginning when I met her, she was like, just to let you know, I'm planning to the next year or something to go abroad. Yeah. So that was the first thing that started getting in my mind. Like, if she goes abroad to study, can I do the same?
Yeah.
Or what can I do when I go abroad? Like, I just
Mm-hmm.
go there and work, how that can work. So we started
Mhm.
looking at it like really intense. And after
Mm-hmm.
probably 1.5, 2 years, we found out that in Edinburgh that we are now, we could find both of us what we really like to do. So Sally did her civil engineer like here, and I found and did the sports science.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I had to go 2 years at college and do agency and H&D, sports, fitness, health, and exercise. So that was that was required, so I can get the language and be ready for uni.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to study in Greece some things, and also have a really good actually grade for my English. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
they you're actually tested in order to get. So
Yeah.
I tried really hard while I was working and while I was an athlete. In order to make money, I was working at like, because the money was there, I was working night. So I was working as a bartender in clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And in Greece, it's not like UK that everything closes at 2 or 3 o'clock. We're talking
Yeah.
about 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Same with Romania.
Yep.
Exactly. So that means that I was, a lot of times I was going 10 o'clock at night for work, and I was coming back at 9. Around 11 or 12, I had my first training for MMA.
Wow.
So I
When
had to
was
Wow.
wake up.
when were you sleeping?
No, that's, if you remember, we've talked before. You know how like the relationship between me and sleep. You know, it's I don't know. A lot of people tell me like, because I do that not that for a day, for 2 days, I do it for years in a row. I don't know. Like, if I'm you know, if I do it all the time, I just get into the routine, and I just don't use sleep. But if I start sleeping after, you know, it's gonna be a long time, you know, that I'm gonna sleeping. Um. Anyway, so I was working at night. In the morning, I was training, and then I was going to, at the afternoon, evening, I was going to the gym, and I was helping other people, and then back the same, so I can get money and come abroad to study what I wanted to do. So I came here. Again, I will be totally honest with you, because a lot of people, they may see me on my Instagram and they think whatever, he's fine financially, or you know. When I
Mm-hmm.
first came here, honestly, totally honest, and I think a lot of people, they will relate, it's, we couldn't find where to live for almost, we couldn't, like, we didn't have where to stay. We just booked the first 4 days, and then we didn't know where we're gonna go. And unfortunately, we didn't know that there's a big festival in Edinburgh every August. It's like millions of people coming here, and
Yeah.
everything was like fully booked. So we came here, and we couldn't find, like, we couldn't even stay somewhere. And we actually find the flat after 1.5 months,
Right. Yeah.
spending money, you know, for in hotels and other stuff that they were very expensive. We tried to live like in other,
Yeah.
like, people, Greek people, that they helped us. But you know, it was very, very weird situation. And then the moment that we got into the flat, because the, you know, the rents here are different. You know how the UK, like, you know, from Romania, if you go and you know the rents in Romania or in Greece, and then you come here and they say, you know, 800 or 1000 for a small flat, you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
what are
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
talking about? So quite stressed, both of us. We were trying to find, like, to work, both of us, as soon as possible. My fiance found first, and then I found myself, like, to work. So both of us working, not only in one job, sometimes in 2 and 3 jobs, plus full-time uni. or college.
Wow.
That's a lot.
So I'll tell you, it's again, I want to be totally honest because I want some things to go out and like people may relate or understand. Like it's not everything that you see on Instagram or anything. Like okay, we presented really beautiful. Now it's okay, but
Yeah.
I wasn't so active on Instagram at that point, and I never had actually the chance to say that, live. And I want to be totally honest with that. It was very difficult. I was studying on my phone, so I didn't because I wasn't sure when we're gonna find a flat or how
Yeah.
expensive it's gonna be. All that I wasn't buying a
A
laptop
laptop. Yeah.
just because I didn't know what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
I was studying through my phone. I was writing them down, everything on a paper, and then next day I was going first before anyone at college when they were opening, and I was typing them on their computers there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not easy at all. But where I wanna like go with that is when I started, honestly, I could see other people that they were from UK and it's their language. We were trying to do some assessments or some things that we had, and I was trying for 3 or 4 days to make an assessment, and they were coming like 2 hours before the class, and they were doing the assessment,
Wow.
and I was like, oh my
Crazy.
god. I was like, honestly, at the beginning, it was so hard. But there comes how bad you want something
Exactly.
and why you are here, because all that definitely made me like stronger on all that. By the end of the year, I'm telling you, by the end of the year, of even the first year, my friends and people that they were from UK and they were like my classmates, they
Hmm.
were asking me about things and assessments,
Wow.
how to do them and what they should
Crazy.
do, sometimes even how to write them. I was making fun, like I was like, guys, really, you are asking me to tell you exactly? But I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I wasn't sleeping at all. I was going from work straight to my computer, do all my assessments. I was never late for any assessment. I have friends that they were sitting all day, they weren't working, and at the end they were asking for an extension because they were stressed.
Wow.
And I was like, you are giving them an extension, and I didn't sleep like for 2 days to bring it on time. I was like, what? How was that like, acceptable? But anyway, after that, I was feeling better with myself. I was there. I didn't give any excuses. I did whatever I had to do, and probably that's why I'm here right now. Maybe.
I
Um,
wanted to ask you, sorry to interrupt you. You mentioned that
no, it's
when
fine.
you first moved to Edinburgh with your now fiance, you had the plan for 4 days. So you're basically saying that you moved countries, you went and completely changed your whole life upside down, having just a 4 days plan. And that goes to show for everyone that it's like trying to do something or thinking of going to study outside of their country or really doing anything bigger, you don't really need a plan. Like you just have to like go with it. You just gotta move and like start doing something. Because like as you mentioned, for like a month you had to like find another place, and then finally you found a flat where you could live.
I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty sure because I know from friends and relatives and family that when they are thinking of moving abroad is a scary thought,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I get that. It was the same for me. It's a scary thought. You go somewhere that you don't know anyone, that you don't know the culture, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But after all, is as you said, how bad you want something, you're gonna make it work. I know, like
Yeah.
as I told you, I don't say to anyone that it's gonna be easy. Although a lot of people that I have like now, I know from Greece, they ask for advice, and I help people when they came here and they lived in my apartment until they find something, because I knew how difficult it was, and I didn't want them to get the same like
Yeah.
nobody. I want nobody to get the same like feelings that I had, because I was feeling, again, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you feel desperate. You're like, should I go back? And to tell you again, me and my fiance, we had like really good jobs with really good money in Greece.
Mhm.
So we came here not because we wanted to just find work, or anything like that. We could stay in our city and we could be like living very, very like comfortable. We did something that it was our dream. Her dream was to be a civil engineer. Mine was to be like a coach. I wanted to do sports science. I wanted to be in this industry. So we tried for that. We left the security and something that it's comfortable to try to do something unknown and uncomfortable. That will never be easy, that first step. But you have to do it. Like, for me, you have to experience that. It's a great experience to live something like that. I only think myself out of that I got stronger. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Theo, what were you thinking when you were going through tough times? What kept you motivated? What was that thought that you were constantly thinking, just to keep you in the zone?
I will tell you that probably applies to why I'm competing generally in my life. Like all the sports that I've done, I haven't mentioned that, but I was always bored when I was doing sports and I wasn't competing, and I
Yeah.
was just getting bored, and I was like, just leave that sport because I can't. I always want to compete, so I'm quite competitive, and also when I say something, I want that to be done. That
Mhm.
means that I've said to my family and friends, and a lot of people in Greece and people that I know that I'm going there to study. A lot of them, they said, you're not gonna make it. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna be back in 30 days or something like that. And I was like, maybe, but if I don't go, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna know. So
Exactly.
I did it, and that thought, I'm not gonna lie, that thought, it was. I came here, and I'm not gonna give up. Like whatever it takes, I'm not gonna give up. That was in my mind the whole time, because trying. The other thing is that we didn't have any support, a financial support from our parents. Not that they didn't want, but I'm not from a rich family or
Mhm.
something like that. So
Mhm.
I came here. It was my decision, our decision with my fiance. So we had to live like study and
Yeah.
work together. Um, I would say at that point that it helped me a lot that we were together when I first came. So we were like really like you had someone to talk at the end of the night. And I will
Yeah.
tell you something like, if after all this hard time you are with the same person and you manage all that together, it's really difficult like not to, it's a different bond after that.
It is.
I was about to actually ask you because, like, yeah, okay, let alone you had to work, let alone you had to train, let alone you had to study, let alone you had all the other things that everyone has to do on their daily basis, but also you had a relationship. Because, like, it's
Yes.
not like you can just work and, like, forget about the relationship and it's gonna take care about itself. No, you have someone there. Like, you have to invest time and, like, you have to do the work. There are fights, there are arguments, so you have to, like, nurture that relationship. So it wasn't that you were just working and studying; you were nurturing this relationship as well at the same time.
Of course, you have to be a partner as well at the same time. You have to be a human being. You have to do other
Yeah.
things. Uh, Again, it was really difficult, as I said. That's included in the difficulty that I mentioned before. Like some days we didn't see each other. I was coming late at night. She was already here sleeping because she had to wake up early, and lots of days like that, crazy days. But we gave a promise. She's a strong character as well. Like, I mean, that's why probably we are together. She's really stubborn as well. I am the same. We never gave up. Like there was moments that one of us broke, and it was like, oh, we can't do like that anymore. No, the other one, like, it was next to, like, it helped a lot, like psychologically, mentally, to like pass through all that.
Mhm.
And I would say that the most difficult years was the first three, 3 or 4, because we are actually doing other jobs than we actually wanted. I was even coaching. When I came here, I started doing again martial arts. So I went back to the gym and martial arts, which was something that made me comfortable, if you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. It was easier for me in that environment to make friends and express
Mm-hmm.
myself.
Mm.
So I felt much more comfortable, and I found a place that I could actually, you know, get in touch with people and have common, interest.
Yeah.
So that helped me unbelievably. And to like, the funny part is that if you ask my fiance, she was like, the first thing that I did when I came here, we didn't have a house yet, so we were living like anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to get a membership
At the
at the gym. but I but I couldn't, because I didn't have a national insurance number, which I couldn't make an account for, so I can
Oh
make a
yeah,
membership and
yeah.
all that.
Everything
So
was linked.
yeah, exactly. I think that one of my friends made one for me or something. But so you can imagine that that was the only thing that could make me feel any better, a little bit more comfortable. That I was just trying to do that, even from the first days that I didn't know where I'm gonna stay after. Like, I didn't know where I'm gonna sleep. I didn't know what I'm gonna eat. But for me, I was feeling comfortable to go there. Yeah. So through that, I started like meeting people and get to know people and get to know me. So I started feeling a little bit better when I was into, in this environment. And I started even
Mm-hmm.
working for so I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. So I started like teaching wrestling and kickboxing to like, I was doing classes
Mm-hmm.
on that club. So I was getting kind of paid for that as well. So there was a point that I actually, and I'm not exaggerating, honestly, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I was doing 5 jobs
The same time?
at the same time. When I mean, I was working at the same time. I was a waiter at a cafe. I was working kitchen in a Greek restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I was lifeguarding for Nuffield. I started being a PT at Pure Gym on shift, and I was doing that classes that I told you, the boxing and
That's
MMA.
crazy.
So, and I was like traveling with a bike all around town, so I can get the time, because I didn't have time to travel from one side to the other with a bus, because it takes time. So yeah, that's for that was like for the first 4 years until we finished our studies, and I got my job at Pure Gym, because my Pure Gym is next to the college that I went. Already the managers, because they could see how I was training, and I was helping friends and everybody into the gym without trying to be a PT or anything, really respectfully. Even I didn't have my level 3 qualification, so I couldn't actually be at the gym floor and be one to one. They asked me to go and work for the gym as a level 2, so I can do classes. But first of all, I couldn't do a 6th job at that point anyway, because it was before. And the other thing was that I wanted to get paid, and I wanted to be one to one. I just don't wanted all that. So I waited for another year, and then they asked me, totally honest again, because I knew the guys, they didn't even want to make a interview for me. They were sure about like what I can bring to the club. And again, because I'm very competitive and I always put like bets with myself, I said there is 2 options. If at Pure Gym, you can be on shift and you can be on rent. So you can be a rent PT. You just pay your rent and you have your clients. You don't have to clean, do classes or anything. You just have your clients. So I promised myself that when I start in a year, they say from Pure Gym, when they train you at the beginning, they say that a good PT should in 2 years be a freelance, approximately. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna do it earlier. So I
Mm-hmm.
had in my mind that I want to do it in 1 year. So I did it in 11 months.
Wow.
So that was it. That was a bet with myself. I was like, I can do it. I will take the risk. You don't feel safe. You have to give money. You don't,
Mm.
our industry and PT, personal training is so, I mean, so unstable kind of. The first
Yeah.
thing that somebody will stop if there is a lockdown, they just broke with their girlfriend, they lost their job, they want to take a mortgage, they want to buy a house, a flat, a car, whatever, they're gonna drop PT.
Yeah, because people consider it being like some sort of luxury. They don't consider it
Exactly.
as being essential for their
No,
health.
they don't see it as an investment. They don't see it
Yeah.
as an actual essential, as you said.
Yeah.
So they see it as something extra that they can afford at that point of their life.
Yeah.
But then it's so easy to stop. So it doesn't give you that security that
Yeah.
that you're gonna get the exact amount of money every month to pay your bills.
Yeah.
So that's another scary part that I was thinking about. I was like, if I'm not gonna try, if I'm not gonna risk, I'm not gonna go the level up. So 11 months I was a freelance, and for 3 years now I'm a freelance, and I'm working just fine. I'm happy. I'm very busy, and I couldn't be more grateful again for that. So that's another thing to be grateful for.
If you wanted the security, you would have come to the UK in the first place. You should have just
No,
stayed in Greece and just be secure and comfortable, as you were mentioning earlier. Theo, like I want to acknowledge you for all the courage that you had in the first place, and like the discipline and the mindset that you had to like be able to work 5 jobs, be able to skip sleep, nurture relationship, and like get to where you are now. But I was thinking, what are your future plans now? Where is Theo heading in the next 1 to 3 years?
so I will tell you there is a lot of things in my mind. So there's different moves that I've done. So the first thing is I was looking since I finished from college. I was looking to get into teaching,
Yeah.
but what I want to do is to prepare personal trainers to get into business.
Mm-hmm.
So I want actually, I don't have anything with all the courses that they are around, but there is, unfortunately, again, so easy to become a PT that sometimes it bothers me a little bit. A lot of people, they might see me or anybody else that they are successful with what they're doing, or they think
Yeah.
that they can get a lot of money of that. They don't know, first of all, that that's my love, that I do that because I love it. And as I said, I'm not, sometimes I don't sleep to do that.
Mm.
You're not going to work these unbelievable hours if it's not something that you really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you're not gonna work the same hours. You're not gonna give everything for that, and that's gonna show to your clients. So anybody that tries to do that just for the money, I'm telling you, the industry is gonna wash him out, him or her. Like I've seen it so many times. I've been into the UK gyms for years. I know a lot of personal trainers. They were accountants before. They were from other industries. They thought they can make money. They came
Mm-hmm.
and they left like in a matter of like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very, very competitive industry. You are in a gym with another, depending on the gym, another 15, 20, 25, 30 PTs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you must have something, and that doesn't mean to be huge or to be a bodybuilder, to be whatever. There's people that they don't have the amazing physiques, but they can offer help, proper help. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so because I've seen all of these, I really, really see that kind of courses that
Mm-hmm.
they don't give enough, how can I say, they don't give you enough tools to get into the industry straight away. I
Yeah.
mean, you have to prepare somebody to go one to one, and in my opinion, it's not possible from nowhere, from zero, in 5 weeks, to be able to handle situations like injuries or self-esteem, like how many mental, like, and issues can somebody have, or like, body issues and all that
Yeah.
somebody has. We are talking about very serious, like, things. People can get hurt after that. So they're coming because probably they're not feeling comfortable with themselves or other things like that. If you put somebody like that's inexperienced, you can actually damage them. Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I'm totally on that. So that I'm planning, and that was my plan, to get into that. So I had some discussions with college to get into and create, like, because they have that agency and agent D, fitness, health, and exercise thing, to have a separate, like, course, kind of, to be
Mhm.
more about, the actual, the practical part. So the one-to-one, so they can actually get in touch with people, bringing, people from outside and training them so they can see how it is, like, interact.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you because I think it's really essential and crucial that we touch on this for like future personal trainers or people that are already in the fitness industry. You mentioned the fact that unfortunately for so many, it's so easy to get into the fitness industry as a PT. And you mentioned that, yeah, of course, you can go through a course like 5, 6, 10 weeks or whatever. And after that, you get a certificate that you are a PT and you basically will be responsible for someone's health, for someone's self-esteem, for someone to stay accountable and all of those things. And I think it's very important to mention also the business aspect because like what you are mentioning that in any gym, and both me and Bogdan are aware of this, in the UK there are 15, 20, 30, 35 PTs. And I think that what's lacking with those courses is the business side of things. Like, how are you going to approach clients? How are you actually going to like prove yourself to clients in the first place when you don't have that big background behind you? Like, how are you going to like prove them that you can actually bring results? I see this with a lot of personal trainers. Like, don't take me wrong, they might know how to train someone, but like they are lacking the communication skills. They don't know how to approach clients. They don't know how to be professional with the client, how to make the client feel good. Because, like, at the end of the day, I might like bench pressing, you might like doing bicep curls, but like no one is in love with the gym as we are. So you have to like be able to train that person in such a way that first it brings results, but also it makes them feel good and comfortable in their own skin. Because otherwise, they're not gonna pay you. They're not gonna stay with you. I think, first and foremost, it's about how you make them feel, and after that, it's about the results. What do you think about
But,
that?
I mean, there's so many, like, it's really good, exactly what you said. They're not prepared for the business aspect.
Mhm.
Imagine, like, as I said, it's 5 weeks. What aspect to start and finish? I mean, like, you don't have the time. Even if you, like, if you do it all day, 24 hours, you can, yeah. And then you don't have any experience, like, one-to-one. You've never found the client, you never talk to people. So they throw you inside the gym and they're like, okay, go find clients.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
and especially with for people that they don't feel comfortable inside the gym, because it's their first time and they don't
Yeah.
know how to do things.
Mhm.
And as you saw, like, you saw me the other, like, when we talked the last time and you came back in Edinburgh, I have clients that they are PTs.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So I was training people that they are PTs, and when I was training them, I wasn't training them only about the knowledge when it comes to the exercises and everything. Yeah. So I was training when it comes to the business aspect, and
Mhm.
they still asking me, and I'm open, because what I believe and that I think helped me to progress in my life, in my PT business and everything, is I totally believe that whatever I know, my knowledge, I want to transfer to other people. That makes me want to get even better. If I give you everything, you know exactly what I know. I need to get better. So I go
Yeah.
to the next step. I go to the next level. That's how I see it. The more that I give to people, I have to go to the next level. I give them that, I need to go even higher. So for me, it's just the next door to go even higher than that. And I was never the person that is gonna, you're gonna ask me how you approach clients, how you did that. And I will be like, oh, I don't know, and lie or anything. I will tell you 100% exactly what I'm doing. I don't have a problem with that. If I'm good in my job, you're not gonna take my clients. I have
Exactly.
clients that I have them for 4 years. Since I have them since the first days that I was at the gym, and I still have them after a lockdown, after 3 years. In order to keep clients for 3 or 4 years, again, if you read the script from Pure Gym, they say don't keep clients more than a year or something like that. I don't know why they say that. I disagree with some things. Anyway, for them there is studies and science behind that. I will tell my opinion, but how can I say to a client of mine that I know everything about him, about their life? I can understand them. I can help them with their, with everything, self-esteem, psychology, everything, mentally, physically, everything. To tell them what? It's a year. See you later. No.
Yeah, that's
And
stupid.
I'm not gonna lie. With a lot of them, I have really good relationship, like kind of almost friends. I keep that. That's another thing that they say it's wrong, but I don't know. For me, I get like connected with people, and maybe I don't know. For me, maybe it's a mistake, but that's how I became successful in my business. I care about people. It's not only that hour, give me the money, see you later.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not only
definitely.
that. And as you said before, you need to know and adapt to its like situation, because not all your clients. I like bodybuilding, all right? Not all my clients are gonna be bodybuilders.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And if you try to do that, you're just like, you're putting a small, like, I don't know, restriction to yourself, and you're not getting you're not going to get enough clients. You should not be like that. I love bodybuilding, but I honestly love searching. I've made programs for people that they want to train for marathons, half marathons. I had like people that they wanted to, they came from surgeries for rehabilitation, and from not walking, uh, I made them walk. So like that was amazing, and I tried my best. You need to really love what you're doing and doing it for a purpose. Something on your mind. For me, when somebody tells me that's my goal, automatically becomes my goal,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
how I'm gonna actually try the results, and everything is what is gonna make you successful, because people are gonna talk, yeah, and they're gonna say if you are good, what you've done, and all that. You really don't need to. For me, it will show if you're good or not. You know,
Exactly.
and it's
Definitely.
very important. A lot of people as you said, to find somebody to help them with their business, on the business side. Yeah,
For sure.
I'm not gonna say that I am the expert on that. I can help them, but I'm sure there's experts on that they can actually help them like progress with their with their business, because I've seen terrible things. People starting, again, all that what I'm saying is my opinion, totally. All right,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Of
like
course, of
anybody
course.
that disagree, it's totally fine, and I accept it. But for example, I've never, and I will never, you're never gonna hear the word free for my service, because I just devalue my service.
Exactly.
Not, it's not the, I don't mind helping people, but I don't do it for free. It's different
Hmm.
thing. Like I've seen a lot of people, they say, "Oh, come to me, and you know, uh, free PT the first 2 times, and or try." No, you just devalue your like your knowledge. If
Hmm.
you're sure about yourself, I never said that to anyone. I've never, I never dropped my prices. I never, it's, I mean, you have to respect what you know. I had 4 amazingly difficult years studying to get to that point, and to be sure for myself, because I'm really comfortable with my knowledge and what I know. So uh, I'm not gonna devalue myself. There's a lot of people that were like, "Oh, if you don't get that price, I'm not coming with you." I'm like, totally
Great.
fine.
Fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly,
There's someone
I don't
else.
have no hard feelings, but I'm not gonna like. And again, that's not because of the money. For me, it's a, how can I say? That's it's an ethic. Like I'm not. I'm not gonna devalue myself. And I said from the beginning, I've seen a lot of people. They say, okay, they didn't have clients and they drop their prices up to, which is illegal for kind of
Mm-hmm.
illegal. You can't get like £10 per hour.
Yeah.
So you have to keep like to a specific point, so everybody's at the same point.
Yeah.
But some people like secretly they were dropping up to £10 per hour or something like that just to get clients. That clients will stay for like, I don't know, a month or
Few
something.
weeks.
They
Yeah.
will understand that you don't have nothing to give to them.
Mhm.
I mean, just if you don't feel comfortable like asking so much money, go for more knowledge.
Yeah.
Educate yourself,
Invest in yourself.
get better, invest on yourself in courses, in different things. Go study, do things that they're gonna make you feel comfortable for that. If somebody asks me to justify that money, I will be that, and that, and that. That's why. And
Mm-hmm.
I never, honestly, only one time, completely honest, only one time I approached a client. That was the first time that when I first started to actually go for PT.
Mhm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
approached him with that intention. It didn't work out. Like after like probably on and off a month, two, he just left. Never did it again. Honest to God, I
That's a good thing.
never tried to approach anybody. They approached me. So I made it as a thing that I will make them ask for PT.
Yeah, they have to be aware of you, and then they come to you.
Yeah.
Theo, I wanted to ask you, with the incredible things you've been through in your journey, what is the one experience that you are the most grateful for, if you can think of one right now?
So grateful. Um,
One
I
experience
would
that
say,
you really appreciate.
I would say it just, I don't know. I would totally, the most important thing here, I'm grateful that I had another person with me through all
Mm-hmm.
that.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, like I can't think anything else. Like probably, which I hate to admit, but probably I may give up, or I don't know what's gonna happen if she wasn't here.
Yeah.
The reason being is, it was so many difficult situations. You know, I'm not the person that's gonna give up. I'm just saying possibly. Yeah, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how it's gonna be, but it was so hard that I don't know if I could, even if I went through all this, if I could actually survive after that,
Hmm.
mentally and all that. If you know what I mean, I may go through, get my degree, and just go out because that would be too much for me. I did it, what I promised. Let's go out of here because I can't stand it. No,
Hmm.
like you see, if you have somebody next to you and experience the same thing, then you can help each other to see how good things can be after. So both achieved our goals. She's really successful in her work and she's working as well. So I am, and we're, to be honest, we are planning to go back to Greece straight away after 4 years that we studied.
Yeah.
But we didn't because we became both quite successful with what we're doing. So we stayed here. So if I would be grateful for one thing is that I was with another person. And I mean, I would be grateful as well for how hard all these were. I wouldn't
All the
say that
Mm-hmm.
before.
hardships. All the
All
hardships.
this journey, I think made me who I am right now.
Hmm.
Which I see things differently.
Yeah.
I'm more experienced, more mature, definitely more mature. Like after that, I would say these two things. Yeah, the journey and having another person. That
Yeah,
was
awesome. Yeah, Theo, we just have to acknowledge for all the things that you have done, and we really love the mindset that you have. But what's one thing that you would change about yourself in this current moment?
what I would change right now.
Yeah.
One thing about yourself.
One
Maybe
thing that I
something
would
that
change.
you're currently already working on. Maybe it's something that you want to improve or change.
Uh, I would say, you know, there is a thing. I need to change because I'm bad at that when it comes
Hmm.
to work-life balance.
You
Mm-hmm.
gotta find a balance, isn't it? It's a
Yes,
bit hard.
I'm very bad at that, and to a point that my clients tell me.
Really.
So they tell me, you don't have to do that, or I put them on a session because, like, I work 7 out of 7. So I work 7 days a week for months, no like days off
Days off.
at all. So sometimes they tell me by themselves, so they just try to put their to find time another, like, so I can get like an evening off or
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
something. And I I I believe that I'm quite bad at that. I was much better just before the lockdown. I
Mm-hmm.
started getting better, so I was having
Hmm.
like Sunday evening off, kind
Hmm.
of quite early. And also, I was trying to get early at home on Tuesdays. I was managing most of the weeks just for my, just
Hmm.
to relax a little bit. Oh, I'm totally bad again. we start, we started now. I'm all over the place. Like, honestly, I'm away 5 o'clock in the morning. I come back crazy at night again. Cooking, go back again. So I definitely need to fix that. And that comes to what you asked me before. What are my plans for the future? So one was like teaching, but I have some different plans as well, which has to do with businesses,
Hmm.
like to open. So I'm looking because we own, as a family in Greece, we own like a cake pastry shop that
Mm-hmm.
makes ice cream and all that.
Oh,
And
nice.
I was trying to get something like that here
Mm-hmm.
with my brother. So we're trying to open like a business. The reason being is I'm not trying to get away from PT, but I'm trying to work more reasonable hours
Hmm.
and get like money. The money that I get from PT, I can invest them somewhere so they can get me some money back without needing to
Yeah,
work
As
that's
unbelievable
right.
much.
hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
That makes sense.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very bad as well. I love being training one-to-one.
Hmm.
So I have online clients, but I'm gonna tell you totally honestly, it's not my favorite. I don't know. A lot of
Mm.
people, they like it because they can be anywhere and do it. I totally understand. But
Yeah.
for me is, I don't know, the excitement when I'm there, the things that I can show them, they can learn from me. I don't know, the angle, the small tip that I'm gonna give them, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, now I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything for me, and I get like obsessed with that. So I'm very workaholic, and I
Hmm.
love my job so much that sometimes that's why now I'm trying to do something else that's gonna help me financially, to be like, have some clients and be more relaxed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I'm trying to do at the moment. But the change of plans now with COVID, so it's a little bit more difficult. Not that I stopped. To be honest, I almost opened the business that I wanted during COVID, but anyway, the landlord was a little bit of he didn't treat us well, so he gave the shop at the last moment to somebody else. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still
Yeah, it's
looking at it, so
understandable.
I don't mind the COVID, because I know, again, I take risks in my life, and I know when I'm gonna do something, I'm sure about it, so I know it's gonna work. That's in my mind. That's what I'm saying and I'm totally comfortable with things that when I decide to do something, I'm completely comfortable, and I just go full on. I totally believe it, and I just go. It doesn't matter like if it is COVID or no. A lot of people, they be, oh, stop, don't do anything. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, no, I can do
You're
it.
in control, right? You can control like the amount of work you put in,
Yeah, I'm
and
I'm totally happy. So yeah, that's the thing that I'm working on right now, like different things like aside. So because at some point I need to make a family, so I can't be at the gym all day.
Yeah,
that's
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 true.
the thing.
And I'm quite sure that you're gonna achieve. Sorry, brother. I'm quite sure that you're gonna achieve all these dreams that you currently have. But
Cheers, man.
considering this, what are the things that you want to be remembered for?
I will tell you. So one thing is, I really like when people um, tell me about my my dedication, my motivation, like when I don't stop even, I was on prep during COVID.
Mm.
I don't give excuses. It doesn't matter what's going around. If I have a goal, that's a goal. So that means if I have to work 24 hours a day for years, I will do it. So the thing that I want to be remembered, first of all, in my mind, like,
Mhm.
I want to get known as a natural physique. I'm a natural athlete. I
Mhm.
really like, some people may not believe it, but that's their problem. I don't mind. And actually it's a compliment. People that they tell me that I
Yeah,
take stuff,
yeah,
Cool.
that's a compliment for me. I'm like, yes. That means that I'm very good, you know. Anyway, as a natural athlete, I want to get like to show people and get remembered as a person that is really hardworking. I didn't get anything for free or easy
Mhm.
in my life. And I worked for my business, how successful I became. And when it comes to my physique and to bodybuilding, I want to be like remembered as a natural, very good physique. I mean, like from the people, as I said, that they will don't believe that it's a natural athlete. And I have years in front of me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm only seriously doing bodybuilding the last probably 3 years, not like
Mhm.
before. So I have plenty of years to prove that. And I'm not the person that I know how long it's gonna take me. So my
Mhm.
plan, what I'm planning is, I have in my mind myself in 5 and 10 years how it's gonna be, not in 6 months that a lot of people
right,
think about. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I know in order to get to that, category that I said, one of the best natural physiques that some people saw, it's going to take me 5, 10, 15 years, not
Mm.
6 months. Like, it's
Yeah,
not going to happen.
100%.
I know that.
It's
So
like with
I'm
everything
prepared for
great
that.
in life. It's like with everything great in life. People expect to like get things handed in or like in a very short amount of time, especially when it comes to fitness and like having a great physique. They think that by taking whatever steroids or whatever magic pill out there, they just gonna transform their bodies within a couple of weeks or months. But like as we all know, it takes
Oh, man.
years, and that's why people appreciate great physiques, especially natural ones. And like that's why people appreciate someone who's been through a lot of shit because they've been through all of that in order to like be able to like have a certain amount of money or have a certain financial success or whatever, or like family and so on and so forth.
I mean, it's not easy. I understand a lot of people, like, because, for example, there's a lot of like young kids and come to me and they're like, okay, I want to start PT with you. I want to be like you. Okay, I'm like, you need that amount of money and probably around 5 to 6 years from now. Are you
Yeah.
ready?
Mhm.
I mean, like, they open their eyes and they look at you. They're like, what? What? I was
Yeah,
thinking
I
more
thought it's
something
gonna
like
take
six
8 weeks.
months.
Yeah.
I was thinking something more like 6 months or something like that. So that's the difference there, because a lot of people, they get demotivated. So you start your journey as a bodybuilder. We all know, we've been there. Your first show or your first prep, you go on stage, probably you are the skinniest guy on like
Exactly.
around,
True. True.
you feel that and you're like, what I'm doing here? Like everybody, like their veins popping and they're double your size, and you're like, what's going on here? And then you go off stage, you talk with the judges and they're like, oh, you need to be more full next time. And then you start understand what's going on there. Though it's the very, very critical point that a lot of people, they just get demotivated and they're like, I can't compete with these guys, so I have to do that extra. No, you don't have to do that extra. It's your choice. I totally understand and I totally respect the people that they do it when you max your, like, natural potentials. You
Exactly.
get your max. So you worked so hard for 5, 7, 10 years. Naturally you have an amazing body, but then you decide that that's your life and you want to be a champion.
Yeah.
And unfortunately now, if you want to be a champion, you have to get into this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I accept it. I totally, like, I have no problem with people, especially that they are open. I
Hmm.
disagree with people that they are not open. If you're not open, that means that you're embarrassed about something. Don't do it.
Exactly.
I mean, if I ever do it, if I'm gonna do something like that, I'm gonna be open and I'm gonna say, yes, I did it because I want to be a champion, and the only
Yeah.
way to compete with these guys is gonna be that way. Yeah.
100%.
For now, though, I'm not gonna do it. I know how hard I need to work to stand next to them, but I don't care. I mean, that's me. I took a decision, and that's me. But not everybody is as strong. Like they get their first, not placing, or they didn't like their physiques. They go for a competition, or they look around how long it's gonna take, and they're like, okay, I've never been to the gym. If I start steroids right now, in 6 months, I'm gonna be okay. And I guarantee you, an untrained body that takes steroids, it's so badly developed that honestly, somebody that trains 3 years naturally, he's just gonna make him make fun of him. Honestly, you're gonna see him and you're gonna be like, oh yes.
100%.
So anyone that listens to that, honestly, it's your decision at the end if you're gonna go to that road, and I totally respect everyone. It's your decision, but work first 3 to 5 years to see if actually, first of all, is what you love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding is not a thing for 3 months. Is day in, day out. If you actually want to be a bodybuilder, that's all year long. Can you do that? Can you be on a diet? Eat specific things for all year. Can you train that hard? Can you train on a deficit? Do you like that? Because you may, now, you are young and you may be excited right now. By 3 years, you may don't want that, and you just put it in your body. Some things that you may pay the rest of your life. So you're not sure. Be sure that you love that. Go 3 years, 5 years natural into that. Do competitions. May place at all. It doesn't matter if you're gonna place or what you're gonna do. Just go. Do you enjoy it? Yes. You want to be a champion and you want to be like the others. Go on. Find a really good coach. Find somebody that's gonna actually watch health wise, and it's gonna monitor you, of course, first of all, and then do whatever you want. It's totally fine. But don't do something because that you just wake up this morning and you want to be like somebody. And the worst thing that honestly it just messes my mind is people that they are taking steroids to go to the gym just for that. I mean, they're not competing. They just want to be the strong guy or a little bit bigger chest guy because because they have no idea about bodybuilding. They're just taking steroids and they don't know about diet or anything, and they're just like big, and they doesn't make sense. So don't destroy your health if you're not sure, or don't put danger. You don't destroy your health. I mean, don't put it in danger. There's other things. There's alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, and all that you can actually hurt yourself. So if
there
you're
was a
sure,
saying. Sorry to interrupt. There was a saying.
it's fine.
I think I saw it on Josh Bridgman, a very very well known bodybuilder in the UK. He was asked how did you consider steroids? Like he's very open about his steroids usage, and he was like, choose your poisons wisely. Like if you choose to take steroids, then make sure that you don't binge on alcohol on weekends. Make sure that you don't smoke. Make sure that you don't do drugs. Like make sure that you're actually taking good care of your body and allowing your body to be able to adapt to that toxicity that you are putting in your body, with changing your hormonal levels and all of that.
Exactly.
But with that said, I'm very mindful of our time, Theo. I just wanted to ask you for 3 tips for our audience, 3 things that you personally consider that are very important for someone's well-being and happiness overall. What are 3 things that people can do now to be more happy and have a better life overall?
So what I would say, 3 things. First of all, it's really, really important to love and appreciate yourself. Be grateful what you are right now. We all had bad experiences. It's totally fine. That's in the past, but that made you what you are right now. Be grateful that you are in this world at this time, even if it is a difficult time. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And try to make something better, from that. The other thing for me is to take some risks. Honestly, a lot of people, they don't take risks. They feel safe. Safe is fine, but when you take the risk, you can find out different levels, different things in your life. It's so, I mean, so many aspects, so many different things that at the end of your life, when you're 70, 80, you would be like, if I have done that, should I? That doesn't mean that you're not gonna fail. You may fail 10 times, but the 11th, you may see something that's gonna worth it for the rest of your life.
Definitely.
So that's another thing. And the last one is, if you want to be happy, just do what you love. Like, I mean, when it comes to your work or anything, if it is a hobby or something, just chase that, whatever it takes. Honestly, you may not make money in your whole life. It doesn't matter. You're gonna be happy.
Hmm.
A lot of people, they just work nowadays just for the money to go 2 times a year for holidays and go out
True.
for the weekend. That's not life.
Hmm.
Do something that's greater than that. You're gonna remember that. So try, even if you fail. Like, if somebody loves to play the guitar, you may not be the greatest, sorry, ever. It doesn't matter. It's gonna make you happy. Even if you play for the local band,
True.
it doesn't matter. Honestly, you can find other ways through that. If you are good and you like it, you're gonna be successful. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, they think, I mean, you need to put the work behind what you love as well, yeah? And that's easier to happen if you actually love it. Like, you're gonna put the work if you love it. If you don't, you're not gonna put the work, you're not gonna be successful. All right.
100%.
So that's that's the three things. Be grateful with what you've been through, what you are right now. Take some risks in life, yeah, and chase that dreams, and, like, you know, as hard as you can. We don't realize how fast our life goes by.
Yeah.
And, like, that's why what I said before is my life work
Balance.
balance.
Hmm.
I start, like, the older that I get, so I'm 33 years old now, I'm start getting to that. I'm like, okay, not that I have problem with my age or anything, I'm happy with what I've experienced, but now I'm thinking a little bit more, there's other things that I can do in my life.
So true.
Yeah, rather
Yeah,
than work.
I exactly. I love what I do. I can help people, but I have to do things for myself as well.
Exactly.
And, for example, bodybuilding now, it's something that I like to do, but it gets much more difficult when you have to support another 30 or 40 people and do these unbelievable hours during the week. So, not that I don't want to help, but I want to, like, it would be much easier for me if I was working specific hours so I can focus on my prep right now.
Hmm.
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Theo,
so
That's
true.
the
with
thing.
that said, we could go on and on. I feel like we could
Yeah,
be
of course.
talking for hours, like five,
I
six
know.
hours, everything about fitness and like
I know. I love it.
overall
Yeah. I
mindset.
don't stop talk.
But I wanted to address you the last question of the show, and I want you to first and foremost take your time and like really think about it. So imagine that you are on your deathbed. So you've lived your life. Uh, you lived a happy life. You lived the life that you wanted. But now it's time to say goodbye to the world. There's no pain. There's nothing major involved. It's just you closing your eyes. But before that, you have to witness the best version of yourself. So basically, you are seeing the best version of yourself. It's in your hospital room and it's looking right to you. You see and comprehend what you could have become. How would you feel about yourself and about the life that you lived in that particular moment?
Like, of course, I have a lot of, like, years in front of me to achieve the things. So hopefully, I'm gonna be at that situation. Is what you asked me before. So I want to be known and remembered, so I can see myself being a person that help people and became, somebody that other people can look at and get motivated, or do a fresh start, or do something for their lives. I don't know, work hard for something, quit their job and go with, like, I don't know, chase their dream. Anything that has to do that, and I can change people. Mostly, probably, it's going to be through fitness.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's because that's what I do right now. If there is any other aspect, like, I'm totally fine and I would love to do that. But I would just wanted to see people changing their lives and get, like, a better mindset, and the whole world getting into, I know it's gonna sound like, maybe, I don't know, some um, weird, but into more natural bodybuilding,
Mm-hmm.
give some credit into that more. So actually people can take care of their bodies and trying to get into that sport without having to risk some other things. So I want to get to that point that, to see myself that I've made all these things, then I'm gonna be happy, I think. So that's my goal for the next, I don't know, I would say another 50 years, 60 years. So definitely something like that. I'm already happy, honestly, with what I've done. I don't regret about anything that I've done, all the hard, like, the difficult situations or anything. So I'm already happy. But I have so many plans and so many dreams that I will be occupied until that moment.
I'm pretty
Definitely.
sure of that.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Pretty sure of that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Theo, again for your time, and I'm pretty sure that our audience love to hear your story and the things that you have gone through. And now, if you can let our audience know where they can find you, and again, what you do, and how can you help them, any Instagram page, website, wherever you can share with us.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me, guys. Like, it's a great opportunity. I haven't done that before, so it was great. As you saw, I can go on and on all day, so it can take hours. I love whatever it has to do with fitness and helping people, so I can talk for hours. That was actually great. Thank you very much. And also, it was something,
Thank you.
like a therapy right now. I said a lot of things that you don't say every day. So
Yeah.
I'm happy, very happy about that. So at the moment, I work in Edinburgh, so I'm a personal trainer. I do online coaching. But unfortunately, at the moment, I don't have any spaces. I'm like more one to one. So
Mm-hmm.
if people are interested, they can find me. So my Instagram page and my Facebook page is TEOP Fitness, TEOP Fitness,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same for my website. So they can find me there. They can take. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit more active with my Instagram, so I'm trying a little bit more there. But yeah, that's where they can find me. And how can I help? I can give you. I mean, if when somebody signs with me, first of all, they have to, for me to be the right person for them. I ask them. We have consultation. I have a conversation. You have to be the actual person for them. So if if I'm that person, I can help like anyone, like achieve their goals and get to the next level. So not only with their physique, but mentally as well, because I think it's the first thing that you need to change your mentality if you want to get somewhere. So yeah, anybody that needs my help, I'm there. That's my job. I'm trying my best to have to help as many people as I can, but I'm one person. There's only 24 hours in one day, so I'm trying my best, guys. Team no sleep.
You are doing amazing. Well, once again, you heard it, guys. If you want to get in touch with Theo, his Instagram is going to be linked in the show notes below. And with that said, we hope you guys enjoyed our talk today. We touched upon a lot of things. I'm pretty sure you got a lot of value out of it, especially fitness-wise. And with that said, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, Theo.
Thank you, guys.